Charles Leclerc has finally given us his thoughts on the Lewis Hamilton Ferrari signing. Well, the dust has settled from one of the biggest bombshells in recent history in Formula 1, with of course the announcement that Lewis Hamilton is moving to Ferrari in 2025, and we've been eagerly awaiting to hear comments from Charles Leclerc, the man who we will be teaming up with at Ferrari in 2025. Now, of course, with a huge name like Hamilton entering the team, there's always going to be a lot of speculation what's going on behind the scenes, how the drivers feel about it, obviously how the teams feel about it, but generally speaking, it seems like everybody does think this is a good thing, and why wouldn't they? It's the most successful driver in the history of the sport joining your team, hopefully bringing you back to the top and reaching those championships once again. Now, obviously, the threat of two #1 drivers racing on the same team is looming. It doesn't always work out for certain teams when they're fighting each other, of course, just recently with Ferrari themselves. Leclerc and Vettel sort of didn't really get along too well on the track in certain scenarios where they were sort of bumping into each other. Of course, it wasn't too bad. They did get some very good results for that team, and generally speaking, they were good friends with each other. It's just in the heat of the moment, things can get pretty fiery between teammates when they are both fighting to be the best on the team and chase for those wins. Of course, only one person can stand at the top of the podium at the end of the day. Now, with Hamilton coming in, this presents a huge challenge for Leclerc. Of course, Carlos Sainz stepped in, and he's been very good for Ferrari, where many people thought it would be just Leclerc taking over, Sainz is number 2. They've really had two drivers that have been on level pegging for most of the time the last couple of seasons. But Leclerc does have a lot to prove to everyone outside of the team, as well as the team and himself, of course. He is very excited that Lewis Hamilton is joining in 2025. Now, he did keep his word short, of course, out of respect to Carlos, but he did give us some insight on how he was feeling about the signing and how he heard about the news. So let's just check out some of these quotes that we received from Leclerc at the launch of the Ferrari SF24. So yes, obviously Leclerc did confirm he was well aware before the car was announced, before the deal with Hamilton was announced, that Lewis was signing with him. Of course, he said, obviously these kinds of deals are not finalized overnight, so it takes, of course, time. I was aware of those discussions before signing my new deal, and didn't come out as a surprise after signing. And then on the topic of Hamilton himself, he then went on to say, obviously Lewis is an incredible driver, the most successful in history, with a lot of experience as well, which he will bring to the team, and obviously myself, which is a very good thing. So clearly everybody at Ferrari, including Charles Leclerc himself, does realize that the experience of Hamilton and all of his championships, all of his Grand Prix victories, all of its knowledge behind the wheel of an F1 car is seriously going to help these guys and potentially give them that push that they need to get back to those championships. Now, Charles did also keep it short of sweet when they asked if he had been in discussion with Hamilton. Basically, he just said, yes, we have texted back and forth. He gave him a nice little welcoming to the team. We know these guys talk all the time when they're not on track. They see these guys in the paddock every single weekend pretty much. So they do talk a lot, and Leclerc and Hamilton, they already know each other pretty well, so there wasn't really much to say besides hey, welcome to the team, let's go win some races and hopefully a championship. But he did end up expanding on his thoughts about Lewis, where he said he is a great champion with a lot of experience and so much success. It's always interesting to have a new teammate as you learn different ways of working and of driving, even more so when my new teammate is a 7-time world champion. So yes, obviously Leclerc is only seeing the positives with this deal, and that's pretty much all we really got out of him. Of course, he did state out of respect to Carlos, he didn't want to talk about it too much. He is very focused on working with his current teammate to get the best out of this SF24, and hopefully maybe give a fight to Red Bull, but we'll have to see how things go after preseason testing to determine where all the cars are. But at least we did get a bit of insight from Leclerc on how he feels about the signing. He is very clear and he's very adamant he wants to win a championship with Ferrari. He believes that Hamilton's expertise is what they need to get them to the next level so they can achieve those goals. Of course, yes, the Constructors' Championship is great and they can both enjoy that success. At the end of the day, though, there's only one Drivers' Champion, and if they really can compete for the Drivers' Championship, it's going to be very interesting to see how things work out between Lewis and Charles if we get to that point. Now, obviously, team principal Fred Vasseur is also very excited to have Hamilton join the fold. He has the same sentiments as Charles Leclerc. He also stated that Lewis is really going to give them that extra push they need to get to that championship level. And he also believes that Lewis's experience will get the best out of Charles Leclerc. And this could be one of the best driver pairings we have ever seen in Formula 1 if everything works out and they have the best car provided to them. Of course, we know the relationship between Lewis Hamilton and Fred Vasseur is nothing new. They worked together at ART Grand Prix in Formula 2 or formerly GP2 all the way back in 2005 and 2006. So Fred Vasseur actually played a huge part in the development of Hamilton when he was just a youngin'. Now flash forward many years, obviously 100 plus wins, 7 drivers championships, all the constructors titles with Mercedes. Now moving that all to Ferrari, reuniting with Fred Vasseur. This could be a super duper relationship between these guys, and the driver pairing of Leclerc and Hamilton is going to be fantastic. For the meantime, we do know that yes, Leclerc was very well aware of this deal, and he is very excited to have Hamilton racing alongside him in 2025 and beyond. But guys, give me your thoughts on the upcoming driver pairing of Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Do you think they can be the ultimate dominant force on the track in 2025 and the years after that? And do you believe they can achieve those goals of drivers and constructors championships together? Drop those comments down below. Make sure you've hit subscribe to Racing Direct and leave a like, and we'll see you guys next time.